Have you ever wondered why your mind feels like a house with locked rooms? You stand in the hallway. You keep the door shut. You tell yourself, it's better this way. Less mess, less pain, less noise. And yet, every night when you lie awake, you feel them moving behind the walls. The lost memories, the shadows you've buried, the parts of you you don't dare to meet. Most people spend their whole lives decorating the hallway. They hang nice pictures, they keep it tidy, they tell the world, look at how put together I am. But the house of your mind is not meant to be a hallway, it's meant to be a cathedral. Full of hidden rooms, secret staircases, forgotten windows that open to the light. And that's what Carl Jung wanted you to remember. Your healing, your growth, your freedom. They don't live in the tidy hallway. They live in the locked rooms. Why? Thoughts alone can't heal you. Maybe you've tried everything. Books, therapy, meditation, mantras. Yet the same patterns keep repeating. Anxiety, self-sabotage. Because the unconscious doesn't speak the language of logic. It speaks in symbols, images, dreams. And if you want to transform it, you must meet it where it lives. What if I told you? What if I told you there's a forgotten technique, not hidden in a dusty library, but hidden inside you, that can open the door to these locked rooms? What if you could talk directly to the figures in your dreams? Ask your shadow what it wants. Sit across from your fear and hear what it's been trying to say for decades. This is not fantasy. This is active imagination. Jung's secret bridge between your conscious mind and the deepest parts of your soul. It's not passive. It's not just thinking. It's not just watching your breath. It's a conversation. A living dialogue with the images that hold your deepest wounds and your greatest gifts. And when you dare to cross that bridge, something miraculous happens. You don't just understand yourself, you meet yourself. This is not meditation as you know it. Forget sitting in silence, trying to empty your mind. Active imagination is not about emptying, it's about filling. It's about stepping into the dream while you're awake. Letting the unconscious paint its symbols on the canvas of your mind, and instead of running away, you stay. You listen. You ask, who are you? What do you want me to see? What you'll learn if you stay in this video. I'm not just going to tell you what active imagination is. I'm going to guide you to try it, right here. You'll understand why your mind holds back old memories like a stubborn gatekeeper. You'll discover how to open the door without fear. You'll meet the part of you you've ignored, and hear its truth. And when you do, you'll remember, you are not broken. You are just unfinished. So, stay with me. Don't click away. Don't leave your mind's cathedral half-built. Because by the end of this, you won't just think about your healing. You'll feel it taking shape, one image at a time. A simple invitation before we open the first door. Breathe. Close your eyes. Listen to the hallway you've been standing in your whole life. Behind that door is not a monster. It's not something waiting to destroy you. It's the child you left behind, the memory you locked away, the wisdom you were too busy to hear. Tonight, you're going to knock. And for the first time, you're going to let it speak. In part 2, I'll show you exactly how to step into the room and what to do when your imagination feels too big, too wild, too real. This is where the real transformation begins. So you've been standing at the door, you feel the weight of what's behind it. Maybe you're excited, maybe you're terrified. That's normal. The unconscious is not some monster waiting to swallow you whole. It's more like a vast library filled with books you've forgotten you wrote. Stories you never finished. Chapters you wish you could tear out. But here's the truth. Nothing in that library can hurt you more than ignoring it ever will. Preparing to cross the threshold, Carl Jung's active imagination is like an invitation to read those stories again. Not with judgment, but with curiosity. So how do you begin? You don't need candles, crystals, or special music. All you need is your mind. And your willingness to listen. Here's what I want you to remember. The unconscious doesn't speak in straight lines. It loves images, symbols, sensations. So instead of fighting to control what comes up, become the witness. Let your imagination show you what it wants. Step 1. Enter the quiet. Find a space where you can sit without distractions. No phone buzzing. No one talking. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel your body drop into the chair or the floor beneath you. Let your mind know, I am safe to explore. This simple intention is powerful. The unconscious responds to your trust. Step 2. See the door. Imagine yourself standing before a door. It can look however your mind wants it to look. Ancient and wooden, modern and glass, hidden in a garden. Don't overthink it. Whatever appears is what your psyche is ready to show you. Place your hand on the door. Feel its texture. Ask yourself, what am I ready to meet today? There's no right or wrong answer. Step 3. Cross the threshold now. Open the door. What's on the other side? A room, a landscape, a figure waiting for you. Don't force it. Let the image unfold like a dream. Blurry at first, then clearer. Maybe you see a child sitting in a corner. Maybe an animal, a wolf, a bird, a snake, or someone you don't. Trust what shows up. Step 4. Engage the dialogue. This is where active imagination becomes alive. Most people stop here. They get an image, feel weird, and pull back. But the magic happens when you speak. You can do this silently or aloud. Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want to show me? Then listen. Don't edit. Don't analyze. Let the words come. If they don't come, watch the figure's actions. Step 5. Stay with the discomfort. Sometimes the figure you meet is beautiful. An angel. A wise guide. Other times it's unsettling. A shadow. A monster. An old memory. Don't run. Jung said, the parts of us we fear the most hold the gold we crave. Stay with it. If the figure scares you, ask, what do you need me to know? Remember, you're not trapped. You can always step back, open your eyes, return to the room you're sitting in. But if you leave too soon, the story stays unfinished. Why this works, you might wonder. Isn't this just me making things up? No. The unconscious doesn't care about your logical mind. It uses your imagination to send messages, heal wounds, reveal truth. Think about your dreams. They feel random, but they're full of meaning. Active imagination is like dreaming awake, with you as an active witness. How Jung used it. When Jung did this himself, he filled pages with conversations. He drew the figures, gave them names, asked them questions he couldn't answer alone. Through this, he met his shadow, his anama, his inner wise old man. You have these figures too. Unique to you, they are your personal myth, your symbolic language. Keep a record after your session. Don't just get up and forget. Open a notebook. Write down what you saw, what you heard, what you felt. Draw it if you can't find the words. This isn't about making art. It's about honoring the parts of you that finally spoke. Call to action. Promise to listen. If you're ready to try this tonight, not just hear about it but actually do it, comment below. I am ready to open the door. Your unconscious has waited your whole life for you to knock. In part 3, we'll explore what to do when what you see is too big, too scary, or too beautiful, and how to use these visions to transform real life, not just your inner world. So, you've opened the door. You stepped into the hidden room. You saw the image, the figure, the symbol your unconscious offered you. Maybe it was gentle, a child you used to be, a wise guide holding a lantern, an animal that made you feel strong. Or maybe it was unsettling, a face you've spent your whole life trying to forget. This is where most people shut the door and run. But Jung would say, stay. This is where the gold is buried. Why we fear our own symbols. The human mind craves safety. It wants control, logic, neat boxers. The unconscious doesn't care about that. It wants wholeness. So when it shows you a scary image, it's trying to show you what you've exiled. Your rage, your envy, your grief. All the parts you locked away because you thought, if I face this, I won't survive it. But you will. The monster is not the enemy. Imagine a monster shows up in your active imagination. Fangs, claws, darkness. What do? Most people wake up, tell themselves, it was just my imagination, and never return. But Jung would invite you to sit with that monster. Look into its eyes. Ask it, why are you here? So often, the monster says, I protect you. I hold your anger so you don't have to feel it. I am the part of you that fights when you're too afraid to stand up. Suddenly, the monster becomes a teacher. When it's too much, sometimes what you see will feel overwhelming. You might cry. You might feel an ache in your chest. This is normal. The unconscious stores feelings the body never finished processing. When you invite those feelings back, the body shakes them loose. If it's too much, pause. Touch something physical. A stone, your chair, your breath. You are not in danger. You are the gift of the beautiful vision. Sometimes, instead of darkness, you find something luminous, remembering. A feeling of home you haven't felt in years. Don't dismiss it, write it down, let it sink in. Your mind loves to downplay beauty, to call it just fantasy. But the unconscious knows. These moments are the seeds you plant inside. When you feel lost again, you can return to that image. It becomes an inner sanctuary, bringing it into your daily life. So how does seeing a figure or symbol change anything in real life? It gives you a bridge. Example: you meet a version of your childhood self. Alone, scared. You realize how you still abandon yourself daily. Saying yes when you want to say no. Swallowing your truth, shrinking. Now you know why the pattern repeats. It's not just bad habits. It's an unloved part of you asking to be seen. So you change small things. You pause before you say yes. You breathe when anger rises. You remind yourself, I'm allowed to protect this part of me now. That's how active imagination turns into active transformation. Sacred routine. Jung didn't treat this as a one-time event. He treated it as an ongoing relationship. Like watering a garden inside. Some weeks you'll want to open the door every day. Other weeks you'll need rest. The unconscious doesn't respond to force. It responds to respect. Keep your record alive, always. Always. Write it down, even if it feels silly. Write your dreams. Write the conversations you had with your figures. Draw the symbols. Over time, you'll see patterns. Connections you never would have made just by thinking about it. Your mind sees lines. Your unconscious sees circles. You are not alone. If this feels lonely, like you're wandering a dark hallway by yourself, remember, Jung himself felt that too. So do countless souls who sit in silence, listening for the voice beneath the noise. Every time you do this work, you light a candle for someone else, even if they don't know it yet. Call to action. Stay with it. If you're ready to trust your own mind, even when it scares you, comment below. I choose to see what's inside, because what you're meeting is not your enemy. It's you. The parts you've been waiting your whole life to come home to. In part 4, we'll close this journey. How to protect this practice. How to keep your temple clean, and the question you must carry with you so you never abandon yourself again. So now you know. Inside you is not just noise, not just wounds, not just confusion. Inside you lives an ancient library, and you now hold the key. You don't have to be a philosopher, a therapist, a mystic to use it. You just have to be willing to listen. This is what Carl Jung gave us. A reminder that the parts of you you fear the most are also the parts holding your light. Why most people close the door. Again, you DB, surprised how many people open that door once, feel the magic, and then abandon it. Why? Because it's easier to be busy than to be honest. It's easier to blame the world than to face your own shadow. It's easier to say, I don't have time, than to sit in silence and see what your soul wants to show you. But every time you avoid this sacred work, you shut the door on the child within you. The protector, the guide, the healer. All waiting for you to remember. How to make it a living practice. So how do you keep this alive? You don't need to turn your life upside down. You don't need to spend hours in meditation caves. You just need small rituals. 5 minutes in the morning, eyes closed, asking, what do you want me to see today? A notebook by your bed to catch the fragments of your dreams. A promise to yourself that when anger, fear, or grief rise, you will sit with them like old friends, not enemies. Use art, movement, words. Active imagination is not just a mental exercise. It's alive. Some people draw their figures. Some write letters to them. Some dance what they feel. It doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that you bring the images into this world, so they don't fade like fog. Your inner temple, remember, your mind is not a prison. It's a cathedral. But, like any sacred place, it needs tending. Dust off the old altars, open the windows, sweep out the lies you've told yourself for years. Every time you do, you make more room for your soul to breathe. When you get stuck, yes, you will have days when nothing comes. You'll feel blocked, tired, skeptical. Good. That's the sign you're close to something important. Resistance is a guardian of the treasure. When you feel it, pause and ask, what am I afraid to see right now? Breathe. Sit with it. Trust that even silence has its message. How this changes your outer life. When you keep your inner door open, everything outside shifts. You stop feeling so trapped by old patterns. Because now you see where they come from. You stop blaming others for your pain. Because you know it lives inside you, waiting to be met. You start to forgive. Not because others always deserve it, but because your soul deserves peace. This is how the hidden rooms of your mind become a sanctuary, not a prison. What Jung would tell you, Jung would remind you. Your unconscious is not the enemy. It's a neglected friend. It's a wild forest you forgot how to walk in. It's the treasure chest buried under your daily worries. When you honor it, you become more alive than you've ever been. A final promise, so promise yourself. You will not shut this door just because life gets noisy. You will not abandon the parts of you that waited decades to be seen. Because when you honor your inner world, you change your outer world. Even if no one else understands, you become a lighthouse in the dark, for yourself and for everyone still wandering their own hallway. Looking for the key you now hold. Call to action. Speak it. Anchor it. If you feel ready to carry this practice into your real life, comment below. I will keep the door open. And tell us, where are you in the world listening to this? Let's remind each other that we are not alone on this path. A question to carry before you close this video. Sit in the silence and ask, what locked room inside me needs my love the most right now? That question is your compass. Return to it, again and again, until every room in your mind becomes a place where you can stand without fear. You are not just your thoughts. You are the witness, the dreamer, the healer, the creator. May you never forget that the door was never locked. It was waiting for you all along.